Good morning, friends. It's a cozy intro. I'm still in bed. Today is Instagram Controls My Life. So I'm posting various things on Instagram, mostly in my stories, where you control every aspect of my day. I just made a little intro right here where I said the exact same thing. And I had to post my first poll right away because I have to either take Liam to school or put him on the bus. You're not voting on that, but I do have you voting on if I should start my day with a walk or a hike. It's supposed to snow today. There's just a little bit of snow on like the rooftops, but it hasn't fully snowed, but it's supposed to, and I want to go outside. Also, you need to pick the book pretty quickly, so I posted that because I'm going to pick up the audiobook and listen to that on my walk or hike. So the hike is like walking distance, and it's like 2 kilometers, 200-meter elevation, and the walk is like 4 kilometers, but it's all completely flat and it's a drive. So either I'm going to drop them off at school and go for a walk, or I'm going to put them on the bus and go for a hike. Those are the results. So it looks like you want me to have a more calm experience, which I appreciate. So I'm not getting ready yet because I'm going to have you decide my hair later, because I just went to sleep with it wet. So you can choose later if you want it straight or curly. But I'm just going to like get dressed, brush my teeth, go for a walk, and then come home and we'll decide everything else together. This is my stack of horror books, and I basically decided to give you the 3 shortest ones to choose one so I could read an entire book in today's vlog. Since all I'm reading for the next 3 weeks essentially is the Goodreads horror selections, there won't be really many other vlogs up, so I've planned a way to make vlogs still happen while I'm vlogging the big vlog. And I thought it would be fun to do one of the Goodreads selections in this vlog and actually like do a full spoiler review. So I'm letting the poll run. Right now, these are pretty close. I have actually already started this one. I'm a couple chapters in. It's the longest one. And I'm equally interested in all 3. I originally wasn't super interested in this, but I'm down to read it. This one just seems strange and it's the shortest one. So I'm happy with whatever you pick. Liam and I are in matching toques because it's colder than we anticipated. Bye, have a great day. Goodbye. Okay, it's been an hour and there are 137 votes. I'm gonna tally them up. I think these are all available on Libro FM. There are a couple of the horror selections that aren't. So, okay, Comfort Me with Apples one. That is the shortest one. I think I'll probably end up listening to half of it on audio and half like for the rest of the day. Physically, I mean. Okay, it is 2 hours and 19 minutes. I've been listening to audiobooks, some of them on their like intended speed lately to try to like be more chill with my audiobook reading. Oh, but while I'm on my walk, I'm gonna post a couple other polls so you can decide what I'm up to when I get home. Because first we have to figure out what I'm doing with my hair because I'm planning on filming something today. And then also you have to decide if I'm getting hot or cold coffee on the way home. Okay, it is starting to snow a little bit. I haven't actually fully read the synopsis of the book, but the first chapter was like talking about this perfect residence that they live in. All the people are perfect and you're only allowed to paint your house the color of mother's milk or virgin white. So I think it's like a interesting look. I also just found out my sweater has thumb holes. A look at like suburban neighborhoods, but like taking it in an extreme direction. Our main character is like, I was made for my husband, blah 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 blah. So that could mean that it's like a Stepford Wives vibe, or we could be going in a totally different direction. That was good timing because The snow is now happening, but wasn't happening too much while I was walking. I got 30% into the audiobook. I guess I haven't told you what the book's about, so I'll tell you what the book's about, and then we'll get into like spoiler territory for those of you who want that, because I've never done, have I ever done a full spoiler vlog? It sounds like fun. But this book is also so short that like maybe it won't be the most interesting spoiler filled thing. Anyway, this book just came out like this week, and the synopsis says like Sophia was made for him, her perfect husband, she can feel it in her bones, they live at Arcadia Gardens and everything's perfect. But then it says like sometimes Sophia wonders about things, strange things, dark things, the locked basement she's not allowed to enter, and her neighbors can't quite meet her gaze. So I'll just talk about everything that's going on in the book and how I feel about it, because this like writing style is definitely right up my alley. It's like this sense of foreboding, because it says things like later on she would think back on this time as something like beautiful or simple, so you know that some shit's gonna go down. But everyone in her weird Stepford Wives neighborhood is named like Mrs. Lamb or Mrs. Lion, or I don't remember the other ones, like Mrs. Pelican. So that's weird, and everyone calls her Sophia. Then everything kind of picks up when she goes into this room and she finds a hairbrush that isn't hers, and there's like a thick like animal size and weight like hair in the hairbrush, and it smells like an animal and like rotten and gross. And so then she goes to her friends and she's like, I found this brush and this hair. So my husband's like, is he cheating on me? I don't know, it's like, is it a person or is it an animal? She's not really sure. I would have assumed it was like the woman who came before her, right? Like that's kind of a classic trope, is like a woman gets married and then she finds out her husband was married to someone else and he killed her, and like she's locked in the basement. But that seems a little too basic. But the fact that she hasn't considered that and is just thinking like that he's having an affair makes me think that there was a wife. But then we just got to this scene where a man comes to the door, and he's like creepy but like beautiful at the same time, because her husband, she knows men to be a certain type of way, but this man comes to the door and he's like beautiful and like his moves are silky, and he has this different air that she's never known a man to have, and she's very drawn to him. And I guess it's her new neighbor, and he's like, Sophia, I'm so excited to get to know you, when all of her other neighbors are there and he's like barely acknowledging them. Weird stuff's going down. But I'm gonna switch to the physical book later today. I need to check in on my polls. I'm assuming you picked straight hair just because I don't do it very often, and you picked hot coffee because you know that there's snow. I'm voting for cold. Hot got 60%, and I'm voting for wavy. Oh good, wavy got 86%. Good, because that'll be easier to get to from here. Oh shoot, I don't have that much gas left, and I have to do a lot of driving today. So I'm also gonna make you tell me if I should get gas or if I should leave it on like 1 bar for Rob to get gas at the end of the day. You better pick the right thing. What can I get started for you today? Can I get a venti almond chai with a shot of espresso?
Sure, we actually don't have any almond milk currently. We only have soy milk and coconut milk left.
Coconut milk, please.
Coconut?
Yeah.
You want to? We're sure a lot of our breakfast sandwiches. We do have a roasted recipe for egg white bites.
Okay, can I do an everything bagel double toasted with herb and garlic?
For sure you can. We are short of our herb and garlic. we have our regular cookies.
That's fine. That's fine.
Sounds good. Anything else for you?
That's it. Oh my gosh, there was this big flood in Vancouver, so all of the roads are like cut off, so they're not getting any supplies.
There you go.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, lady.
That's okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much. At least that's what I'm assuming the issue is, because there's like no trucks going between us and the lower mainland now. So they had no dairy, and then no oat milk, no almond milk, so I got coconut milk. And it's a good thing I didn't ask you to pick my breakfast, because they didn't have like anything except for bagels. But that sounds good to me. So I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna make myself less blue. And I guess the next question that I have to ask you is what you want me to do. I can either film something right now, get ready and film, or I can watch the challenge, which is what I do every Thursday morning. It's up to you. Okay, the poll's been running for 11 minutes, so let's see. Oh, yes! I really didn't expect that. Oh wait, it just changed. It just changed, but it's still in my favor. This one I'm not gonna check until I leave the house again. Let's go. My favorite contestant isn't even on this season, and that's Cam, but I am rooting for Devin. So we'll see what happens.
Just start over, Nelson
Okay, the challenge was so good. I was just curling my hair through some of it, and now I'm gonna get ready for the day. Either way, I'm going to film my buzzword video today. Basically, it's a reading challenge that runs the entire year, and you can choose if you want to do it like monthly, as in run it like a readathon. So the first week of every month you read every book you have with the word lie in the title, and the next month, the first 7 days, you read as many books as you can with an animal in the title. You can do it that way, or you can run it like a reading challenge and you just read one book a month, and really it doesn't matter like what month you read it in, as long as you hit the 12 prompts. And in the video I'm also gonna go over, like, you've already seen it by now, but just in case you don't know what the challenge is and you didn't watch that video, I'm gonna go over if I hit all of the prompts for this year. And if there's any left over that I didn't, then I'll see if I can fit them in for like December. But what I asked you in the story is if you want that information today, or if you want information about the next live show date for the Literally Dead book club. So if you're new, that's a book club that I run every month or most months of the year. It's from February to November, and the live show for the Death of Jane Lawrence I just need to provide the information for. So after I film, either I will take some photos and I'll post the announcement, or I will spend like an hour editing that video and getting the video up today. So it just depends what information you are interested in. And I feel like it's going to be the reading challenge, but I don't really know how many of you have read the book club book. So let me finish my concealer and then I'll check. Oh, wow. 83% of you said the buzzword. So I'm also going to have to build some graphics for it, so that'll take a little bit more time. And now I've gone all orange again. So I'm going to turn this off, finish getting ready, film that, and then what am I doing? I don't know. I'll check back in with you. Okay, I just collected all of my books. Check out my beautiful pile. But my mom needs me to drive her somewhere. So just a little change of plans. And hopefully by the time I get home, there will still be some light to film. I read a couple more pages of this physically, and I do prefer it physically. And it's getting, she's finding different things around her house now, and I don't like it. Okay, just took the shortest shower of my life. Don't know where my winter coats are. Is there a tag on this? There is. Damn it. Don't know where my winter boots are. But here we go. Oh, actually, this isn't bad. Who cares? I'll be comforted by apples. You know what? This is a good opportunity to do a little bit of Christmas shopping too. Hi. Have you seen my Instagram stories today? No. Oh. I'm doing an Instagram controls my day. Sorry, I have to ask them permission. Let me see. I have to bid you adieu on camera so they know that I did it.
All right.
I followed instructions. You got your truck. Congrats.
Nice. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I filmed so many people leaving this vehicle today. I'm actually gonna do a little bit of Christmas shopping. So first I'm just gonna ask you if I should go to HomeSense or Bed Bath & Beyond, because I don't need to go to both, but I don't really care which one I go to. I will post that one right here. And I'll give you a couple minutes to pick. And I'm gonna stop at Winners, I think, because I need a new purse. I was just talking to my mom, and she also needs a new purse, and we have very similar taste with the type of purse that we want in life. So I'm just gonna swing by and see if they have anything. Because I've been needing one for like months and I keep putting it off. But now that it's wet out and my bag doesn't fully like seal and there are things falling apart, I really need to replace it. So I'll stop by there, show you what happens, and then see what you picked. Okay, I didn't find what I was looking for, but I have been wanting to try this like Revlon roll-on stick. It's some type of rock that's supposed to absorb the oil on your face. Now that I'm a little bit shiny, rather than bringing powder, I have this. This probably isn't the best camera for this, and I probably don't want to see this up close, but it's just rubbing off my makeup, I think. I mean, I think it worked. That's it. I heard about this from TikTok, so we tried it out. Hooray. Okay, the majority of you voted for HomeSense. So here we are. And then I also put up a poll that was like, since I'm already out, like obviously I should go book shopping, right? And you of course said yes. This is the least divided you've ever been. I'm not gonna go to a bookstore, but I just spent a lot of money there yesterday. You'll see that in a future vlog. So I'm just gonna stop by Value Village and browse their book section, which I haven't done in a hot minute. So we'll pop into those two places and then I'll head home. So a good amount of what I just bought at HomeSense is Christmas presents, so I can't show you, but here's what I'll show you. I got wrapping paper. Are you so excited for me? This is some of my wrapping paper for this year. And then they also have these super cute boxes, like the perfect size for books. This one's my favorite. Look how cute. Speaking of books, I went into Value Village and I posted a little poll. I grabbed 4 books that I was 2 of them that I really wanted and 2 that I was semi-interested in. So I posted the poll and then I walked around the store for 10 minutes to see what you would vote for. Before I posted the poll, I was like, I'm gonna leave with 3. That's my plan. I'm gonna pick 1 for myself and pick the 2 that you voted for. Thinking that I would have to pick Dune for myself because you weren't gonna choose it. But well actually, this wasn't your first pick. Your first pick surprised me, and that's Misery by Stephen King. I get it because it's Stephen King and it was an easy pick, but I already own it, just not this edition. So like, I definitely don't need this, but this is what you picked. And then the second one you picked was Dune Messiah. And the one I selected for myself is the one that got the least amount of votes, which is Autonomous. I recently heard about this. I saw it on some kind of list or somebody's story or something, and it had a hand and it's sci-fi, and I really thought you'd pick it. That's okay. I ended up with 3 books.
Isabel gazes over her head, back toward her house. Sophia will go back to him. She already knows.
Okay, I'm home. Unfortunately, I know this camera like auto adjusts the brightness so you can't actually tell how dark it is in here. But trying to film in this light, like it's not even gonna focus or anything. So this is gonna have to wait until tomorrow. Okay, this is my DSLR. This is an accurate representation of what it looks like in here. This is the exact same as what my eye sees. That's how dark it is. Like, I know I basically promised you a video today, but this isn't real. Like, I can't. But what I can do to try to make up for it is check the results of my latest poll. Oh, side note, I checked the should I get gas as I was driving past a gas station, and you guys voted that Rob should do it. But I left the Jeep on 2 bars, so he's not gonna be impressed. But I wanted to give you a teaser in this video for a future vlog. So I asked if you wanted to know like a hint for my next vlog, because I have another one coming like probably 2 weeks from now, and I can just show you something that won't give it away, but it's just like a little hint. Or I asked if you wanted to know a 2022 vlog theme, which I will also be giving like a hint to. So either way, the first one will be a visual hint. The second one, if you choose that, will be an audible hint. It's been almost an hour since I posted this as I was leaving and driving home. I also stopped to get food, and Dairy Queen doesn't have any food. Like, I know I briefly touched on the flooding, and I'm sure a lot of you know about the flooding, but like, I don't think anything can express how like dramatic this is gonna impact different areas. I guess the fact that Starbucks has no dairy kind of gave a good idea, but Dairy Queen has no food. Like, no food. They have a sign on their thing being like, we're sold out of every salad, sandwich, burger, fries, everything on our menu except for ice cream. So I was also gonna have you vote on what we should have for dinner, but I don't actually think anywhere is going to have anything. So I have 1 meal left in my fridge from groceries, and it's ravioli, and I have a lot of asparagus. And I was gonna ask, should I make this or should we go get like sushi or something? But I don't actually think that's possible. Anyway, a hint. I'm gonna vote for a 2022 vlog theme, and that is the winner. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna play you a couple seconds of a song. The fact that I'm playing you a song is the hint. If you're a channel member and you saw my recent vlog where I looked at all the Goodreads nominees, I gave a little hint for a 2022 vlog, and now that I give you this hint, you can piece it together and figure out what the whole theme is. So here's your hint. Okay, I need to put my books where they belong. This is that mirror I did the Chucky makeup with, and it's covered in blood. Really need to clean that. I'm putting this one in my basket of like want to read this month. This one right here with my sci-fi fantasy TBR. This one's going right here so I can read it. This one, I actually don't know if I like more than this Misery. Like I would if I was collecting every single book in this edition, but actually I'm pretty sure I stole my mom's original edition of Misery and it was a mass market paperback and I might have lost it, and then I bought this one, but I should probably return it to her. That's what I'll probably end up doing, but for now I am just gonna read my book. I'll be honest, I'm super tired. I don't know if the weather's to blame or what, but Liam's home from school now. Rob is on his way home. I'm thinking of what else I should integrate into this vlog, so I think I might ask you what to integrate. I just popped on this to feel, I don't know, awake. I told you guys in a recent vlog that I just keep buying the same like color basically from every brand and trying to find my perfect one, and I think it is this one. And then I showed this one and I showed the most recent one I picked up, but not closely enough, and so I got a lot of questions. I thought I would just fit it into here for those who are asking the name of everything. So this is the Superstay ink crayon by Maybelline. It's called Trust Your Gut, and it's my favorite because it's the coolest toned one. A lot of the ones I pick up are a little warm. This is warm, but compared to the others, it's not. This is the one I've had the longest, which is the Burt's Bees Suede Splash. Suede is a good way to describe it. And that's that one. See how it's just like a little pink here? There's like 1% of you who I know care. And then this is another Maybelline one, Color Sensation, and the color is More Buff. So that's it next to the Burt's Bees. And then the one I most recently picked up that I do like, this is my second favorite, is the NYX Lingerie XXL, and the color is Turn On. Oh my. I'll put that one right there. What a mess. This is why I'm not a beauty guru. That among many other things. So there you go. If you were curious about any of these. The older I get, the more brown and nude tones I want to wear, but the older they make me look. But I don't care. What I really should be doing right now is like answering emails and stuff. But instead, I'm gonna do a little Q&A session. So I'll see if you want me to answer questions about books, or you can ask me questions about like booktube related stuff. I'm gonna go away, read some more of my book, and we'll see what you say. Okay, Rob is sending me photos from the grocery store. It's not looking good for us. So let me tell you about my book. I'm halfway through. I know, I feel like I haven't read that much of it, but I feel like it just feels longer than it is, which is good. It's reminding me of, if I had to pick some things, like All's Well by Mona Awad, The House in the Dark in the Woods by Laird Hunt. There's some similar vibes in there where it's like real life, but things are just ominous. The tone is just strange. Oh, and I love it, by the way. Like, just my cup of tea. A book like this should be short. Like, this is exactly the length that this book should be. Like, I would never want to read 300 pages of her in this state. So at this point, I definitely recommend it if you want to still read it and you don't want to be in the spoiler world. This is going to be my second last spoiler thing. So I will spoil some of it now, and then I will spoil some of it like at the very end. Big spoiler on the screen. What has happened is this woman has found various like body parts in and around her house. So she found like part of a finger in her knife block, which was just a very uncomfortable scene. And now she's on like a mission to collect the body parts that she knows are around. Like, she doesn't really trust her husband, but she's still being perfectly nice to him. I think she's just, I think there's like a lot of conversations going on. There's a lot of references. Like, I think this is an interesting look at the relationship itself isn't overtly abusive in any way. Like, everything is fine with them. He comes home and she's like, are you cheating on me? And he's like, absolutely not. And it's pretty chill. But just the way that he talks to her is like, he owns her. It's a very subtle, just like uncomfy vibe. And she's going to like this, the reason it reminds me of All's Well is there's like a performance aspect, and the way that the woman feels in All's Well, where she's just like disoriented on stage, that's how I felt about this, because she's watching this performance from her neighbors and her neighbors are recreating her life on the stage, and she like doesn't get it, and then her husband up and leaves halfway through the performance, and he's like, babe, this is for you. Everything that's happening is for you. And it's reminding me a bit of like Mother and like Midsummer. Those are the vibes that I'm getting, and I feel like is going to be a biblical thing. I just realized this is a perfect reflection. They left like the shadow down her face. Maybe that's intentional? Anyway, I feel Bible things going on, and I don't know if they're going to be recognized by everyone, or if it's going to be more of a subtle thing, like if you know, you know, and once you finished it you go, oh, this was a reference to the Bible. But like it can't not be, because apples, everyone being an animal, is like a reference to Noah and his ark. Somehow there's also like a garden that she, like, no one else is like really allowed to go in. So I feel like it's saying something about something, and I'm excited for it to be a little more spelled out, or not. I think I could like it either way, but I really don't know where it's going. But she is finding more body parts, like a heart and a spleen and more hair. And there was a weird scene where all the women in the neighborhood were like eating a heart, but as if it was normal. That's the thing about horror that I love, is that there are all of these creepy things going on, and I love when it's just seen, or it's just described to us as if it were normal. Like no one is reacting. We're not following a character who's horrified by what's going on. We're horrified because no one is acknowledging what's going on. I love this, and I just hope it stays great. Okay, you said book questions, so now I will post another thing that asks you for book questions, and I will answer like 10 of them in this vlog.
The F happened out there. It's so winter-like.
Okay, I've got asparagus. I got my ravioli. I told you that there was no food at the grocery store, so what should I make for dinner, ravioli or ravioli? And you voted ravioli. I truly couldn't have picked a worse week to skip getting groceries, because now there aren't any. He did find some canned peaches, so there's that. And I'm gonna answer questions. What new-ish book would you recommend for teenage Kayla to read today? That's an interesting one. I'm stuck between like 3 different answers. Nonfiction in general, that's like my answer. If hood feminism was out when I was a teenager, I could have gained things like earlier in my life and in a more succinct way, which would have been great. My second answer is I want to say The Raven Cycle, because like it would be cool to get in on a series and love it so much when you're the same age as like the characters. My third answer, I don't actually have a specific third answer, but I would say just like weirdly magical books in general. Like I don't know if I could appreciate We Ride Upon Sticks or Bunny the same way I do now if I read them like 15 years ago. Next question, book you're most excited about for 2022. I love that question, and I don't have an answer because I haven't like looked at my list. I haven't made my most anticipated video. I haven't even thought about my most anticipated video. So looking through my Goodreads quickly, What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher is currently at the top. I want to say Seasonal Fierce by Sean Maguire, but like, am I anticipating it or am I more worried about it? I'm actually really excited about Queen of the Tiles by Hannah Alcaff, which seems like a random one. And then for thrillers, there's a new Peter Swanson, there's a new Riley Sager, there's a new Lucy Foley, there will be a new Ruth Ware, and I can't pick. Of the Goodreads categories, the Goodreads Short Swords, which would you least want to read the top 10 for? I think historical fiction is an easy answer. Do you plan on different experiments for 2022 after having not so good reads this year? That's such an interesting question. I actually got quite a few questions that popped up that were like, why is your reading year so shitty? Like, why do you think everything you read sucks? What are you changing for 2022? And I guess like the answer is no. I'm not planning on doing any, well, like the answer is yes, because I'd never repeat experimental videos. So I am doing different experiments, but I am still doing experiments because 80% of the experiment videos I do are from my TBR that I'm excited to read anyway. And I'm always down to have that 20% be books that I've never heard of and that I'll probably hate because I think it's funny. It just so happens this year that the books I'm choosing and the books that are chosen otherwise, they all suck. Next, have you decided on your favorite book of 2021 yet? And I absolutely haven't. Not by any stretch of the imagination have I figured it out. I don't know my top 5, I don't know my top 10, I don't know my top anything. I have like 3 books that I think belong in my top like 5. Based on what I've read so far, I can't imagine they wouldn't be in my top 5. So that's like My Heart is a Chainsaw and House of Leaves and What If I Said Dune. What if I said Dune? What if I said Dune to you? What would you say? Let me know your reaction before I officially say it. I can't actually remember what else I've even given 5 stars this year, so I don't have an answer for you. I think there's a couple non-fictions that I think will end up in there too. Sorry, my back hurts. I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna read, and then I'll come back to you with more question and answer. Well, I'll come to you with the answers, you're coming to me with the questions. I finished it! And I loved it. I just realized I didn't film what my ravioli looked like, but like I'm sure you can imagine it. If you've been like debating if you want to see the spoiler section because you want to know my rating first, yeah, I would definitely recommend. Ooh, who am I recommending this to? Right now, the rating is high on Goodreads, but it just came out. I feel like this is going to be one of those books that ends up with a relatively low average rating just because it's the type of book, being a novella, and being from Tor, and being what it's about, and being what it's actually about, I just don't think this will work for everybody. I would say a good comp title for this might be The Echo Wife. It has some similar themes. It has a similar kind of robotic, monotone protagonist writing style. It's not really about anything, but there's some weird domestic stuff going on, and it's not outright scary. It's strange. It's slow, but then it has some like imagery that is uncomfy. For those of you who want spoilers, spoiler sections here. I love that I get to talk about this. Literally the story of Adam and Eve. Like, the main character's husband, he's Adam. We even talked about Noah and the Ark, and like it went the direction I was expecting it to, and I really liked it, and I was right. He had multiple wives in the past. It's one of those books that like I can still appreciate even though I got it, like I knew where it was going. And it didn't end in some ridiculous ending where like the woman, I don't know, like takes down the man and like rights all the wrongs of his past. It just ended. It just ended. It ended with her joining the other women who came before her, and he took parts of their bodies. Basically each of his different partners who came before her, they were made out of a part of his body, each individual woman. So it's like this one was made from his spleen, this one was made from his heart. Sophia was made from his eyes. And there's a part where he goes, you can see too much. Like that's how he knew she wasn't the perfect wife, and him and God hadn't quite gotten it right yet because she could like see too much of what was really happening, and she was basically too smart. And each of his women had a different like trait that made her imperfect for him, but they get closer and closer with every iteration. She even went in the garden and she met a snake, and there was an apple, and he was like, don't eat it. But then also the little moments from basically like the hardcore HOA, it was also like, remember neighborhood, there are trees around the property that you are not allowed to eat. And the reason they were all named after different animals is because like Adam gave a name to each of the animals, and he was jealous that they all had partners. He was like, the bear has a bear and the mouse has a mouse, and like, where's my partner? I loved it so much. I'm giving it 5 stars, obviously. It's gonna be hard to explain this one as far as horror goes and trying to rate it with all of my different emojis if you watch my Goodreads horror video. I give each book like a rating for unsettling, for scary, for intrigue, for weirdness. I don't really know where this one fits because I wouldn't say it's scary, but I think other people would argue it's not even unsettling. I don't know, there's a vibe. This is my vibe. Oh, what a good time. I'm so glad I got to talk about this fully. Okay, I'm now gonna ask you if I should take a bath or if I should watch a movie, because I could really go for either at this point. Oh my gosh, I'm so surprised. You guys picked bath. I'm excited. Like, I would have been fine with a movie, but I already watched something today because of you. So maybe part of you knew that and you were like, Kayla doesn't like to watch things that much.
And I'll get to use the last of my monster bubble bath.
And here's the thing, I am trying to read like 10 books in the next couple weeks for the Goodreads Choice Awards, and only reading one book today and it being the shortest one doesn't really have me on the right track. So I figured I will read a couple chapters of both of these and then I can just share some initial thoughts, because I have already started When the Reckoning Comes and it's really slow, but I am enjoying it, but I don't really remember what's happened, so I need to skim a little bit, remind myself, and then continue. And then I would say the most passionate voters today were the ones for This Thing Between Us, which makes me very intrigued. I'm expecting it to do something really weird, because I got like messages from people being like, if you don't pick this, like, come on. So I will let you know my final thoughts once I'm out of the bath. Thank you for picking bath. I need to soothe my back. If I ever have a bath as an option, know that I probably really want to have a bath.
Hi to you too.
Hey, did you get gas?
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't worry, I chose to do that on Instagram too.
But you voted?
Yeah.
You voted for yourself to get gas?
Could I expect any less?
Now that's true love. Okay, sorry for leaving you hanging last night. I mean, my bath was incredible and I just fell asleep right after. But I got a good amount of the way into both of these, and I got to a point in both of them that are kind of similar, where something has happened to the character, the main character we're following, and now they're moving or going somewhere new. And that's like when the story really picks up, obviously, in most cases. So in this one, we have a woman who is reconnecting with like childhood friends. She's been invited to a wedding that is on the land where something happened with her and a guy. They saw something, an entity, something happened, but now she's ready to finally revisit the place. It's very interesting. That's When the Reckoning Comes by LaTanya McQueen. This one is This Thing Between Us by Gus Marino, and the book is written to his dead wife. We're following this guy named Thiago, and his wife died. We don't have the full story yet, but like her death had some type of media attention. He finds his life unbearable and he decides to move out into the middle of nowhere. Leading up to her death, there was also some weird things going on in their relationship, like with technology around their house, and I think they think they're being haunted. And now I'm this far in, we're at part 2, and he's just moving to be alone in the wilderness. And I know that nothing good can come of that, so definitely look out for my reviews of both of these coming up in my Goodreads horror video. Anyway, thank you so much for participating in all the polls and controlling my life and hanging out with me for the day, giving me something to vlog outside of the, you know, 15 books I'm trying to read in 2 weeks. And I will see you later.